Our big story this hour, Pakistan has recalled its envoy from Iran hours after the former conducted 2 military strikes inside Pakistan. Iran hit 2 bases of the Jaish Al Adl, a Sunni militant group that Iran claims was behind an attack on a police station. Well, Pakistani officials say 2 children were killed and 3 others injured, while Iran has claimed to have taken down 2 bases of this terrorist outfit. Joining us to discuss this story in greater detail is Major General Dhruv Katoch, defense analyst, Major General Gigi Dwivedi, strategic affairs expert, also joins us live. Pathikrit Pine, international affairs expert, is live with us. Sumit Peer, political commentator, also joins us live. Let me quickly bring you in here first, Major General Katoch, on what you make of this strike by Iran on Pakistan. Iran saying it was left with no option but to strike. It is said it's taken down 2 bases. Pakistan, though, completely flabbergasted.
Thank you, Uday. Pakistan is, of course, in a state of denial. When India struck them in Balakot, again, they said a few trees were knocked down. And now they're saying 2 children have been killed and 3 little girls injured. I think the damage would have been much more, because if Iran has actually carried out, if Iran had planned the strike, they would have been very, very specific. And they used both drones and missiles to actually pinpoint the source. So I would place much more credibility on the Iranian claim that they have taken out 2 bases, or at least 2 of the Jaish Al Adl bases were hit. I think for the moment now, I think the situation may stabilize. But if it spirals out of control, then I think the situation in the Persian Gulf is going to become very, very difficult. One, with the Pakistan-Iranian problem expanding in Sistan, Balochistan, and number 2, with the Iranian strikes on Iraq and Syria. Now, what happens if the retaliation starts on Iran? In my personal view, I don't think Pakistan will retaliate. They really don't have too much of a targeting to do. But should they retaliate, and the Iranians retaliate on that, and we have a spiraling effect, I think it's going to be hugely problematic. Number 2, what happens if other people join in? Because the US is not too friendly as far as Iran is concerned, and neither is Israel. So we are going to find an expansion of this conflict, from the Red Sea to the Persian Gulf. And should that happen, and the probability is reasonably high, then I think it is very bad news for countries like India, because we are dependent on our energy resources from that area. Besides that, again, to me, it looks like a local tribal war. The Russia-Ukraine war is certainly tribal. Israel and Hamas is tribal. And what is happening now in Pakistan and Iran, again, is tribal. There are 2 communities fighting against each other. So it doesn't have the looks of a larger conflict shaping out. But when too many small conflicts get together at one point of time, then it can become one huge flashpoint. And I think that is the larger danger. I don't at the moment, I hope it is curbed. But if it is not curbed, if it spirals out of control, then this region is going to be a very, very disturbed region. Uday.
Yes, indeed. Let me, in fact, quickly take that across to Major General Dwivedi as well. Major General Dwivedi, obviously Iran not taking things lying down. Reportedly, this militant group had attacked, Iran within its territory, which is why Iran decided to crack down, decided to strike them rather than urge Pakistan to take action. The world now realizing that Pakistan does not take any action, which is why Iran was forced to make this move. Your comment on the strike, where it took place, how it happened, and the response of Pakistan.
Well, Uday, if we see the larger picture, this is not the first time that such a strike has taken place, because I think off and on, there have been clashes on the border, on the Iran-Pakistan border. They have a border of about 960 kilometers. So the issue is that both sides are using the terrorist as a tool to further their national interest. And when the terrorists are being used as a tool, then there are certain repercussions. Now, this particular strike has taken place as a retaliation to the strike by the Pakistan terrorist groups against Iranian police, wherein they lost about 11 personnel last month. But only unprecedented about this strike is that this has taken place on Pakistani soil, whereas the erstwhile clashes are largely on the border. So this is the first escalation that I see. And along with that, we need to see the larger picture as well, because the relation between Pakistan and Iran have been tedious because they are strange bedfellows, and they have certain ideological differences, but they also have certain convergences because they know that they belong to the same camp. As the new axis is emerging where China, Russia, Iran, Pakistan, Turkey, so they are aligned on this action. But there are few differences which are of geopolitical nature. First, Iran is trying to gain space in Middle East, and you see they are backing Houthis, Hamas, Hezbollah. So they are using terrorists as in a major way to further their interest in larger canvas of Middle East or West Asia. Secondly, they are also emerging as a counter. They have been always, competition between Saudi Arabia and Iran to further their interest and to ensure that they are the recognized power. So I would only conclude in this particular setting that this skirmish or this act will remain local. It will not actually have major ramifications because both sides know their limitations, and this terrorist act will continue to be used. But only issue that I like to point out is that this type of actions can have certain ramification as far as India is concerned, because India has very close relation with Iran, and Pakistan can always use some of the elements against India as well. Uday.
Yes, absolutely. And surely this is something, of course, that India has been maintaining, Pathikrit, for a long time as well. The fact that Pakistan simply does not crack down on these terror groups who are within their soil. We all know what India also has been forced to do with our surgical strike as well that was conducted. But now with Iran carrying out these strikes, Pathikrit, what are the ramifications? Will Pakistan finally crack down on these elements? Will Pakistan go into denial mode? Already, it seems that they are condemning this. They're also, of course, saying civilians were hurt and killed. And in fact, now reportedly in a latest development, they've recalled their ambassador too.
Uday, the obvious is known, and we have very well-known experts sitting. So I will not get into, the general things which have already been discussed quite a bit. And I'm sure Sumit Bhai would have a lot to add in terms of his analysis. So I'll keep it short on certain other aspects of it. Number one, if you ask me, if you ask me, I do not think that the deep state of Pakistan is too unhappy with what has happened. Let me tell you the reason. The reason is, the deep state of Pakistan might use this as a ploy to go to the Americans and say that, look, Iran is your arch rival. They are attacking us. Now you please give us weapons. You have to give us weapons to fight the Iranians. And given the situation that is happening in the Middle East, there is a limitation of how much United States can do. So I don't think there will be a major tectonic shift so far as American policy is concerned in Middle East or AFPAC region, but certain kind of discrete supply of weapons and funds to Pakistan to keep Iran engaged, even if at a low intensity conflict cannot be ruled out. The other thing that I believe is that if you look at the attacks that have been done by Iran in certain part of Iraq and Syria, which they stated that they were targeting ISIS locations, and what they did in Pakistan. In one place, they used intermediate range ballistic missiles. In another place, they used loitering munitions, most probably. I think Iran is sending out a message in terms of its capability of what it can do. And it is no more the Iran which has been presumed for a long time by Israel or US that there's a limitation of what Iran can do beyond a certain point. I think there is this messaging. Third, if you look at it, unfortunately, if you look at the Ukraine war, which was almost like a proxy war going on between United States on one side, NATO and United States on one side, and Russia, China on the other side, in the whole of Middle East, we see that entire two axes coming to clash all over again. On one side, you definitely have the Americans and the Israelis and many other countries, including the countries like UAE or Saudis, who would generally tilt towards US if not towards Israel. On the other hand, if you look at Iran today, whatever Iran is doing, it is impossible for Iran to do whatever it is doing without a certain kind of backing. Whether it is, it is open to an analyst to decide whether they're bolstered by the backing of China alone or of Russia as well. So I think if you look at, there's a convergence happening, the Ukraine conflict, the Middle Eastern conflict, and potentially another thing happening in the Taiwan Strait. There is this Russia-China axis on one side and the Americans on the other side. I am not saying right now that it will lead to a major conflict, but these are telltale signs that the situation is not as tranquil as it apparently seems. I believe till the time the sanctions on Iran would continue, there would be a certain level of desperation in Iran that they would continue to do all these things. And within Iran also, I think there's a lot of social turmoil going on. They would rather prefer to continue attacking, by using of Houthis on what is happening in the Red Sea, or attack Pakistan to keep, the local issues at bay. So I think it's a very, very difficult and challenging situation, and as has been stated earlier, from Red Sea to Persian Gulf, if the volatility increases, including the Strait of Hormuz, then it is certainly not a good news so far as India's energy security is concerned. Invariably, the other routes will have to be explored even more, which is the Vladivostok-Chennai route in terms of maritime supply of oil. I think we are heading, if not today, then eventually some kind of an inevitable major face-off between major powerhouses. And I think this is one step in that direction. Does not mean tomorrow there will be another major conflict coming up, but this Iran and Pakistan face-off may also lead to the Afghan Taliban and Iranians converging in terms of having their antagonism towards the deep state of Pakistan. We have to see how it evolves. But it is certainly, from our perspective, beyond the point, it doesn't matter except for the energy security aspect and the security of the maritime routes. But yes, Pakistan, in case of Pakistan, the reality is that the chickens are coming home to roost. If you keep on doing what you're doing, invariably you get hit back. Jaish Al Adl is a Sunni Salafi organization. I do not think the Pakistani government or the ISI has the wherewithal to do anything to that organization, because then it would face severe backlash from other such Salafi organizations in Pakistan. So I think it's an evolving situation, but we know what's going to happen. Pakistan will not act against these extended arms of deep state of Pakistan, including the likes of Jaish Al Adl. Back to you, Uday.
Yes, so Sumit Peer, how should India be viewing this strike, the response by Pakistan, this entire scenario, and what, really pushed Iran to the wall that they were left with no option but to conduct this strike within Pakistani territory?
Uday, thanks for having me on your show. In fact, if you go into this organization, Jaish Al, what you call them?
Adl.
Jaish Al Adl. They have all funny names. It's very difficult to recollect all of them. Now, Jaish Al Adl, and if you go to the who was heading it, it is the outfaction of Al-Qaeda Zandullah faction. It was headed by Abdul Ramak Rigi. Rigi was killed by Iran in 2010. Earlier, when King Salman was there, they were running out of Balochistan and doing terrorist activities against Iran and infiltrating into Iran. Now, this organization was disbanded, but ISI kept the organization alive. So MBS doesn't support it any longer. MBS is not giving them any money, but the ISI has kept them alive. You see, when this attack happened on Qasim Soleimani's grave, wherein 80-odd people died, it is believed that this organization carried the attack because this organization has only capability to go inside the Iran and carry this attack. So they know the suicide bombers came from them, and though there was a fake ISIS-K who tried to claim the responsibility and all, but that was all crap. We know that the ISIS-K never came up. It was shown as an alibi ISIS-K. Now, when this happened, the Iranis were looking to attack. Look at Iranis. Iranis attacked day before yesterday assets of US and assets of Israel, which they claim. Mossad had a communication center, and it was run by an oil merchant who was a Zoroastrian. We eliminated his family and we destroyed the communication center in Kurdistan. That is what Iran claims 2 days back. And yesterday they attacked them. Now, as per the sources, there are 12 to 15 missiles which were used, 7 to 9 drones which were used. Now, the sources even claim that our organization's chief is eliminated. Secondly, 100 Pakistan soldiers who were training and waiting when they are gone. Then Pakistan will only claim 3 civilians are gone. It's like the Balakot when we did, they said, हाँ कुछ कौवे गिर गए मर गए थे कुछ पेड़ गिर गए थे. But you know, after that, this Masood Azhar was never seen. He has never seen the light of the day. He has become the ghost of Balakot. So Pakistanis will not claim it. And incidentally, I will tell you a few things. Yesterday, you will not believe me. Yesterday, this Kakkar, this caretaker Prime Minister of Pakistan, was meeting Irani Foreign Minister in Davos, and they were shaking hands. And the evening, Iran attacks them and beats the shit out of them. Point number one. Point number two, where is the Pakistani air defense? They claim they have 4-tier air defense imported from China. I told you Chinese toys don't work. This is the proof of how reliable the Chinese arsenal is. None of the missiles, none of the drones could be intercepted. Point number three, where is that junk fighter under 18, which they call JF-17? They could not even scramble the jets. Nothing could happen. Point number four, now, if Iran and Pakistan was trying to float a rumor that we are doing a military exercise with Iran in the Persian Gulf. So what happened to the exercise? Point number five, attack was ordered directly by Khomeini. It is not Raisi. It is not the foreign minister. They possibly don't even know about it. Now, Khomeini have ordered both the attacks using Revolutionary Guard, one in Iraq and one in here. What Pathikit made a brilliant point is that Iran is trying to send you a message. I have 100-kilometer range missiles. I have drones. I have short-range missiles. So they are trying to tell Americans, your aircraft carriers are within our hitting range, which will be suicidal for Iran. But jihad is jihad. And here they are also sending a message to the Iran, you are all within our hitting range. Now Iran is provoking the whole world. This is what we are doing. We are sending missiles into Iraq. We are attacking Mossad assets. We are attacking American assets. Here we have attacked your Pakistan. Inside Pakistan, now what can you do to me? And secondly, look, Hezbollah have appreciated this attack. Hezbollah. And Hezbollah are the same people whom they trained in Chitral. They are now appreciating this handle. Afghanistan Taliban has appreciated this attack. So there's a clear Shia-Sunni divide here. Because this militia is a Sunni militia and they are getting killed by Shias. They are happy that Shias have come and killed the Sunnis. And this is what is going to happen. Now, unfortunately, Khomeini is a person who can hold the world peace to ransom. With his command on Revolutionary Guard and Revolutionary Guard having the command of these long-range nuclear missiles, one person in Iran can decide attack Iraq, attack Syria, or attack Pakistan. Now, with these things happening in the Red Sea, there is one more fact. Russian cargo got attacked, American cargo got attacked, Indian cargo got attacked. Everybody got attacked except Chinese. No Chinese ship or shipping line or Chinese asset got attacked. How is this thing happening in the world where every country's assets are getting attacked? Everybody is getting attacked except this. Now, Iran is telling you that we will come and eliminate you inside the Pakistan. So, police force wala to bahana hai. Basically, the main attack is what the Pakistani did on the Khomeini's grave, which Iran had that day vowed will take the revenge. Remember, they had put the flag on the Red Mosque. Is that we are going to take a revenge and it's going to be bloody. Khomeini had warned on the national TV, Raisi had warned on the national TV, and what is oxymoronic to me, this Kakkar is shaking hands with Iranis, and in the evening he doesn't know his country is bombarded by Iran. And what is this friendship in the Ummah? What are you talking about the friendship in the Muslim world? Shias are killing Sunnis, Sunnis are killing Shias, and where is the OIC? If this OIC comes and tells us that in India, this fascist regime of Modi is going to do a genocide, and Muslims in Kashmir are under attack because it's a BJP RSS government, not a single word from OIC. Where is this OIC hiding when Muslims are killing Muslims? Why they are not talking about it? Why they are not condemning about it? Why they are not opening their mouth about it? Because they know things are out beyond control. And if things go like that, and if Khomeini keeps on calling the shots, the things can escalate very, very badly. Pakistan is not in a position to retaliate. And I want to ask, where is the only Muslim country with the nuclear bomb? Where is the Islamic bomb of Pakistan? Where are these Ghaznis, Goris? All the Chinese toys don't work. Rang to kar liya aapne, Ghazni, Gori likh liya uspe. Where are these Ghaznis and Goris? Why is Pakistan trying to say only 3 people got killed? It's exactly the Balakot syndrome. Where is Asim Munir? Where is COS Nadeem Anjum, Mistri Anjum? Kahan hai bhai? Where is the Pakistan military intelligence? Where is the corps commander? You know, the corps commander of Quetta was taking 300 crore rupees a month to enable smuggling from through Chaman border into Pakistan. They smuggle oil, they smuggle everything from Iran. All the soul cards in the world are available at Chaman border, which is again managed by. So Munir and his corps commander in Quetta have been getting money from Iranis. Now the same Iranis come and screw your happiness, and you are telling the whole world, oh, nahi wo 2 log mare aur ek bachcha mara. If that is thing, Then nothing happened. Then why did you call your ambassador? Why were you talking about territorial sovereignty of Pakistan is violated? You go and send terrorists to other people. You go and do jihadi attacks in other countries. Of course, you are in the business of jihad. That's a different thing. Then you say sovereignty of Pakistan is, violated. What is the sovereignty of Pakistan? Pakistan is a hired gun. Pakistan is a paid mercenary. Pakistan army is the biggest mercenary army of the world. If you can afford, or I can afford, they can even fight for you and me. We have enemies. We have Pakistan. They will go and fight. So this Iran fiasco is dangerous because Khomeini is calling the shots. Incidentally, it seems to me, remember 2 days back, Dr. Jaishankar met Raisi. He met the Iran's foreign minister. And he conveyed them the message, look, you have to control your ambitions because there are more than 200 warships in the Gulf of Aden. If things go, if shit hits the fan, then nobody can control it. Look, 200 Gulf ships are not there for, some party. They're not yachts. The warships, if they are there, it can be serious business. But here looks like Khomeini is calling the shots. Mr. Raisi doesn't know. The foreign minister doesn't know. If that is the situation of Iran, and if they are mocking everybody and they are provoking everybody, I know they have some good long-range missiles and all, but they have to understand there are 200 warships in the Gulf of Aden. If things go out of the control, where will Iran be? What will be the future of Iran? And why is Iran trying to push world into a war? You are trying to throw missiles here, you are trying to throw missiles here, you are trying to throw missiles here. You are somehow trying to get a war. I mean, if Khomeini has ambitions of a war, he might not have a lot of years left in his life. But why are you trying to get so many people killed? What is the idea of Iran? Why cannot Iran control this man? How can Revolutionary Guard report to a mullah rather than the president of the country? These are some of the potent questions. And Dr. Jaishankar had sent a very clear message from Americans. Look, mend your ways, otherwise it's going to be pretty tough. Now let's see how it will happen. Second round of Iranian missiles have also hit Pakistan, and Pakistan will be in denial. Now I want to ask them one question to NewsX. Where is your air defense system? Where is your military intelligence? What was your Kakka doing yesterday? What was Andivanjum doing? What is Asim Munir doing? What is your COS doing? What is your Corps Commander of Quetta doing? You have no idea who has come and hit you, and you talk of Ghazwa Hind, you talk of hum Hinduon se badla lenge, hum Hindustan pe inshallah fateh payenge. I mean, when Muslims are killing Muslims, why is the Islamic world silent? Why don't you utter a word? भाई ये सारी मर्दानगी क्या औरतों और बच्चों पे चलती है तुम्हारी? This is the forge of Pakistan. They need to be exposed. And I am questioning OIC. Why not a single word? Why OIC is silent? They have been trying to put pressure on us. We are doing atrocities in Kashmir when Muslims of Kashmir are prosperous and, growing by leaps and bounds. And here Muslims are killing Muslims. Not a single word. That is the hypocrisy. That is the reality of these organizations, Uday.
Yes, sir. What happens next now, Major Dwivedi, in this standoff between Iran and Pakistan? What are you expecting to happen next?
Well, Uday, first and foremost, between Iran and Pakistan, these skirmishes will continue because they are playing it by proxy through the terrorists, and terrorists are the tool for them to further their national interests. So I don't think this is going to spill over, and this will remain quite localized, and these skirmishes will go on. But if you see a little larger picture, it is the Iran actually who are now showing the outreach and capability of trying to control the West Asian narrative. That is a very serious issue, and they are doing it through the terrorist organization. That means legitimizing the use of terrorists to further their national interests. That is the first worrying point. And secondly, this spillover will continue in West Asia. West Asia is going to be more unstable, and the energy, the sea lanes, the complete trade is going to get affected. So I feel that terrorist engagement between Iran and Pakistan will continue without much of effect. But how Iran is going to use their assets of terrorists in the larger context of West Asia, that's a question of worry, and that's what will be concerning the larger globe and the international entities. Uday.
Major Katoch, I'll leave the last word to you.
Well, Uday, in my view, I think the probability is very high that Khomeini in Iran may be replaced. It won't be done internally by the Iranians, but there will be external forces applied, especially from the United States, a regime change operation. And I think we may actually see it in this year or most likely this year or next year. Number two, as far as Pakistan is concerned, I think their problems have multiplied dramatically. Now they've got to look after the Afghan border. and they've got to look after the Iranian border. So you will see the Pakistani military and political leadership coming to India and saying, listen, can we have some sort of unofficial agreement that, peace and tranquility remains on the line of control? I think that probably will take place this year also. Pakistan is not in a position to handle multiple threats. Lastly, as far as the Islamic world is concerned, you see, the Islamic world has been very, very hypocritical. Not one word against the Chinese for what they are doing in Xinjiang. Not one word. Not one word for the killings which are taking place within the Muslim community. Though I understand most of it is sectarian killing, but even amongst the Sunnis, there is rivalry and they're killing each other. So it is going to be a very complicated situation for the Muslim world. I don't see them getting together. But as far as India is concerned, these are all extraneous activities or conflicts which are taking place, which do not impact us. We only will get impacted if there is a wider conflict from the Persian Gulf to the Red Sea, which control or which stop the energy flows from that area. Then, of course, we will have to rely on others and come by the Cape, which is a very, very long and tedious process. And
Yes.
should that happen, energy prices will double. But I think India can handle that. Uday.
All right, let's leave it at that. My thanks to all of our guests for joining us on this discussion.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.